Sisi Alagbo and her husband's three-son saga. Marriage is like an unwrapped gift. How you get the gift, the content you find inside the wrapped gift is one that can either make you or mar you. Hello everyone, you're so much welcome.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo bẹ̀ ìyá mi mo bẹ̀ ẹbí mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú omi sa ṣẹ́gun mo bẹ̀ gbogbo alágbó kó má bínú mo bẹ̀ ìyá bí ọmọ ayé ẹ má bínú ẹ má da omi nù tọmọtọmọ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run mo bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba náà kó ṣe àforíjì fún mi ní ọkùnrin ní obìnrin mo bẹ̀ yín gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ọmọ yìí ni mo jẹ́ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run mo ti ṣàṣìṣe mo ti regret gbogbo mistake mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin tó ní ilé ayé ẹ má bínú gbogbo ìyá bí ọmọ ayé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ má bínú ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mi láwíjàre kọ̀kọ̀ lẹ́nu mi ní àwíjàre kọ̀kọ̀ ẹ̀bẹ̀ ni mò ń bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run tó tóbi jùlọ mo bẹ̀ yín Ọlọ́run ẹ má bínú gbogbo ìyá bí ọmọ ẹ má bínú sí mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ̀bẹ̀ ni mò ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ ní ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ dáríjì mi ẹ ṣàforíjì ọmọ yín Sisi Alagbo ẹ dáríjì mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú.
That is Sisi Alagbo's apology. Now let's hear engineer Koren Alagbo's, should we call it apology?
جدا عبدا من عبادنا آتيناه رحمة من عندنا وخلقناكم من لدنا علما بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك على من المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما وانذر قوم كافرون.
For our Muslim brothers and sisters, I'm sure you're able to understand the recitation by engineer Koren Alagbo. Now let's take it a bit further. For those of us who have not heard this gist, it's been going on for the past 1 week, and honestly, it's a shock and it's still not a shock at the same time. Let's take it from here. A lot of us started knowing who Sisi Alagbo is last year when her adverts would just pop up on Facebook, especially. She's also active on TikTok. And she went to China. Yes, according to her in her China videos, she spoke about how God has raised her from being an, in quotes, ordinary Alagbo seller in Ibadan, who is not able to afford a trip to China to improve her herbal practice. I think she enrolled in one herbal school in China, and you know how good China is with herbs and all of that. So one saw a promising young woman who was passionate, extremely passionate about her, stuff and wanting to get better. And a lot of people, even older women, would see a quality to be like, ọmọ yìí mo ṣe ọmọ tó fẹ́ ní future fúnra ẹ̀ ní ọmọ àtàpàtà dìde tó náà fẹ́ jẹ́yàn, all those kind of things. And to younger ladies, they will see as, a role model, somebody they can look up to. If a young lady like this can be serious with her business and be able to afford a trip abroad and make so much sales, and she started influencing, So from then, she's been keeping us up to date on her page. As she came back from the China trip, the next thing we heard was that she was getting married, or she was already married to engineer Bukola Akim Koren. He's a Koren certified engineer, according to him. And everywhere went on a boom to be like, okay, what's happening? The man is a married man, he has a beautiful wife, and they have children. And the wife at home did not know about his marriage or his relationship with Sisi Alagbo, and she was blocked on social media. And and the woman, I think, wrote a post at that time, hurt. She's also a young lady, so àwọn èèyàn dá sí lọ́tún lósì wípé báwo ṣe ń ṣe kọ́ nìyẹn. If you want to marry a man that is married before, you let the man first, as Islamically, but we human beings, we like to pick ibi tó bá pè wá nínú Quran àbí Bible láì lo ka phrase yẹn délẹ̀. Allah ò ní kẹ́ má fẹ́ yàwó jẹyọ̀ kan lọ, ó ní tẹ́ bá ti lè ṣe déédéé. Báwo ní ṣe déédéé náà? Ara àwọn nǹkan tí Quran says a Muslim man should do, you need to tell your iyale that you are marrying an iyawo. So everything in the book, however you can press your wife mumu button to give a consent for you to go and do wedding, you have to do the work. Because Islam does not say because you want to marry number 2 now, wife will now become irrelevant in your sight. No. In fact, it is men that are highly emotionally intelligent that can successfully manage 2 women. Because if such a man is having a heavy time with wife number 1, he's not supposed to come to wife number 2 and start downloading. Or start mouthing. Of course, a woman you've married earlier, you say finish, go don't enter. You go don't know our weaknesses, our strength, our whatever, our issues. Some men are so chicken-brained that you see all those weaknesses of the wife, they will come and pour it on the girlfriend, whereby empowering the girlfriend or the second wife against the first wife. Now, a lot of mess happened, but let's quickly go to the purpose of this video. A knocking video of 3 something, came online, and Sisi Alagbo, her husband, this man, and one other young lady who is said to be like 23 years or 22 years. Now, Sisi Alagbo, that's why she apologized in the first clip you saw earlier. Yes, when the video came out, she was quite, I'm trying to be careful with my words. She was quite insensible. So, come out and now tag one of our Agbo threesome. I think that's where a lot of us lost it. That's why a lot of us were like, no, this lady is something else. Whatever a human being does in private is your entire business. And there's a reason why we humans are higher animals. You see, animals can mate in front of 1,000,001 people. In fact, some animals so have itiju that they will go and find one corner to do their nakademus. Now, when a human being decides to do either with 1 person, with 2, with 5, with 10, with 100, you can do what adults do, however strange it might seem. Now, for you to now set camera, what is the camera in for crying out loud? Anything that is captured in a video form or digitally can leak to places you did not envisage. Now, the foolishness of this act is that it is this same engineer, Onigoluju Koren, that reportedly leaked the Tatata video in a group chat. So you can see how dirty, unthinkable this couple is. Because the question is, kí ló ń fà? Ìjà wo lẹ wá jà tó yẹ pé ọwọ́ ẹ wá yí fóònù, ó wá lọ gbé Tatata video ó jù sínú group. Nìyẹn kan bá mú láti inú group ló gbé fún ex-godmother Sisi Alagbo. Now, one thing a lot of women don't realize, or should I say a lot of young ladies, is that, you see, when it comes to exposing of Tatata videos, either the normal sum, 3 sum, 4 sum, whatever sum, the woman will always be at the receiving end. Our society is highly patriarchal that men get away with a lot of bullshit. But we women don't, unfortunately. Especially considering the circumstances that both of you came about. You were bullying the first wife. You know, so many things. It was a mess. Thank God that woman did not lose her brains at that time. It was too much. And you know, a lot of these men, when you're able to now, they said they brought the 22-year-old to you. Her mother brought her to you to be a mentor to her. One join a mokwe. For any woman to have 3 sons, pelokùnrin, ìwọ náà òun lẹ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn. Òun lẹ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn. And according to the ex-godmother, who was the one that brought this news to say, wọ́n ti fẹ́ bà tọ̀tá ẹ jẹ́ o. Ìwà àtẹ́ni tó péré lọ́kọ ẹ. Nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe, ó ti bọ́ síta, ó ti jù sí group chat. You, Eniola, you've been married before. You have, I think, 2 children. And you know the internet never forgets. You're now crying. Where is your mother that was coming for your ex-godmother at that time? Ọlọ́run má ṣèyàn ní ọmọ ọ̀sán tí mo ní kó pọ́npọ́ báyìí ìyá ẹ̀. You're not crying. But the video is there forever for your grandchildren to even see. According to your ex-godmother, that you've been a runs girl. You've been a girl on the streets. Yes, some people might, out of not knowing what to do or experimenting or whatever. But the moment you are married, and you now marry as a runs girl, you now married another onídọ̀tí, aláìlójútì, aláìlọ́pọlọ pípé, you're done for. You see one thing about men, my G, you knock very well. For those who watch the video, they even say the whole place is white. Pé bóyá wọn kò lo Vaseline sábẹ́ wọn, bóyá wọn dẹ̀ fọ́ ni, àbí làpálàpá ni o. You know how people will drop different kind of comments to a man who is not a baby. And to some of your role models, Sisi Alagbo, that are, some people were able to like tell you the truth, to be like, babes, you messed up. You don't do that. Even if you do 333, what was the purpose of the video in? As in what? Who are you trying to impress? And a man, actually. So it's not like, like any of you is decent, so to speak. Engineer Current is not pleading, is not begging, but you, the woman, you beg because it doesn't seem to be like somebody who has something to lose. And that's where I'm going to. The moment you're involved with someone, especially wise, who has nothing to lose, you're done for. In relationship, in business, in whatever, tó bá ti ń báyàn kan ṣe, tẹ́jọ́ ń ṣe under the roof, tẹ́ni ò ní nǹkan láti lose, tiẹ̀ ta. Because he who is on the floor doesn't fear a fall. Sisi Alagbo, you built your reputation, you built your brand, you built your house, your complex or whatever. You know how much you make. You go for all these trade fairs and all that to, profile your business. And whatever that deals with human beings, the moment your perception, you spoil your brand, you know the impact. I'm not saying you don't have people who will be sharing you on that. You are the best thing after sliced bread, though. But a lot of people don't have time for nonsense. So this is a lesson, especially to single women. Some even said, Mr. Koren, Engineer Koren. How far that is true, we don't know. But this is a lesson to especially single women. Should we say is the karma from Iyale that made you an Engineer Koren Shesin? Because that woman, very frail looking woman like this, ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ gbígbóná, ẹgbẹ́ woman yẹn sáré, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ta oṣù kan tó ń tà náà ni. I think she has a salon. She started selling hair. She started doing chinchi. She started doing because her environment, people cannot travel all the way down to go and do hair where she is. They even said she didn't have a chair in her house and everything. And as at that time that Engineer Koren was doing marriage with Alagbo, he has not paid school fees of his children. Is that what Allah asked you to do? I'm sure even Allah will be looking down and be looking at gbogbo àwọn àbàṣà táwọn èèyàn kàn máa pick. Tá máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́, ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó wà ní kíkún, tá máa wá ṣanmu láàrin, tá máa ṣe bálabàla. So Sisi Alagbo, you've pleaded. And I'm sure that, you'll find mercy either for ojú ayé or ẹni tí ò bá lè tọ́mọ ẹ̀ tó bá tún mú ọmọ ìkókó lọ máa bá gbé bóyá ajá lẹ máa ní kọ́ ọmọ lọ máa bá sùn létà ni. ẹ̀yin role model sọnù lóríṣiríṣi tẹkún àgbáyé yìí. And when we àgbàlagbà, mature adult people, when we are doing our wọ̀ràn, do we sit down to consider our children? Both of them have children. And in this age and time where everything is on the internet, where parents will discuss it, where teachers will discuss it, where neighbors will discuss it, how do you want your child to handle these kind of conversations that their daddy's gola, their mommy's punani is on social media? What response do you want your child to give those people who are going to mock and bully them for that? You have automatically started damaging your children's mental health because you cannot control that thing in between your legs. Everything téèyàn bá ṣe láyé ló ní repercussion. A lot of people would have even gotten into a lot of vices, but they think about the after effect. They think about the ripple effect. So Sisi Alagbo, may God help you and your husband.